Hey, this is Andrew Lim inviting you to go out on a limb. I am in Okinawa, Japan right now. Yes, it's January. The weather is perfect here. No sweater. It's like what, 68 to like 72. When the sun is out, it's definitely warmer. But I am here not for the beach, obviously, because you can go to the beach, but the water is a bit cold. I wouldn't say overly cold, but it's still cold for swimming. But I'm here to eat Okinawan food or local Okinawa dishes because Okinawa, the people here, the elders here, are well known to live longer than people, other people. So they have better longevity based on the food that they eat. And I think there are 7 items identified by an article saying that the reasons why the elders live longer is because they eat those items. So I'm gonna go eat as many of those items as possible when I'm here, and hopefully I can live a bit longer. We'll see. I mean, it'll be negated by the other stuff that I eat for 362 days because I'm only here for 3 days, so it doesn't really matter. But come eat with me and try to eat a healthier diet. So with sake soba, the soba that they use is actually traditional Okinawa soba, which is thicker in texture than a normal ramen noodle that you find. You find it very similar to that of udon. And when it comes in the broth usually is that of a ramen broth as well. But I have to say the pork ribs is amazing. I mean, the amount of fat and lean meat in it, it's just perfect balance. So it has this like melt in your mouth feel. Yeah. So first meal in Okinawa, not disappointed at all. Boy, that was a good bowl of soba. So we're gonna do some walking right now. Gonna go check out the first Makishi public market. So obviously, every city there's a place where you can get produce, seafood. So this is the place apparently. I assume it's the first one because of its name. So come check it out with me. I'm not gonna buy anything though because I can't cook. I stay in the hotel. So guys, behind me is a sign for taco rice, which is one of the typical Okinawan cuisine, which goes to show that there's a lot of American influence here because of the presence of the US Army after World War II. So in fact, after World War II, a lot of the canned food made its way to Okinawa, hence the popularity of Spam as well. And this taco rice, which I think made a scene. I don't think it's after World War II. I mean, because Americans didn't start eating tacos till the last, 20, 30 years. But here, it's an example of how American cuisine, if you can call it that, influenced the Japanese, the Okinawan cuisine as well. In fact, it's a standard taco bowl. Usually it's made with minced beef, which I don't eat. I don't eat beef, so that's the reason why I'm not going to try this dish. But it's sitting on top of rice with shredded nacho cheese as well. So don't know how delicious that could be. Which reminds me of the time when I was going to school in Wisconsin and they actually put Velveeta or Velveeta cheese, if you call that cheese, on top of a bowl of white rice. So yeah, the bastardization of cuisine by the Americans. I can say that because I'm one, but yes. Taco rice. Hey guys, so I'm standing in front of a place called Mikado. It's a casual casual restaurant that serves classic Okinawan cuisine like goya champu, that tofu with the peanut tofu with a little soy sauce. That's absolutely amazing. So this place is pretty popular and it's cash only. So if you get a chance, come here, you want some local Okinawan cuisine, Okinawa cuisine, you can actually come check out Mikado. Hey guys, I'm at Suri Castle right now. As you can see behind me, it's been burned down mostly, except for this main part here. But everything else has been burned down, including the back. It's really sad to see this. It happened about a couple of months ago. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was burned down, supposedly because of an electrical fault. But still, this is a castle that's been around for about 500 years. It belongs to the Ryukyu Kingdom, or Liuqiu is what they call in Mandarin, if I'm not mistaken. And this kingdom really influenced the Okinawan people, especially the culture, and also created the martial arts, karate. So yes. So for those of you who are Karate Kids fans, without them, you would not have Mr. Miyagi or karate to talk about today. It's still great to see that there are still people coming and visiting the site today. It's pretty packed. They have a couple of shows today, including a royal procession, but people are lining up to see the burn site. Of course, you can't get in, but you can see it from the outer area, and the line is pretty long. So it's good to see that everybody still comes in orderly fashion to visit or pay a visit to this popular temple that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
階段では立ち止まるのをお願いします。ありがとうございます。お願いします。年内大変混み合っております。
So of course, when you're in Okinawa, you have to try the umibudo, which is the seaweed. Instead of leaf, it has little bubbles on top. So that's why they call it sea grape. It's like this. It's a kind of seaweed that instead of having leaf on its stem, it has bubbles, little bubbles on its stem. So it's also called sea grape. It's a kind of seaweed that's popular here in Okinawa. And usually you eat it with regular soy sauce. Just dunk it in. Amazing. And of course, you need to have, it goes well with beer. It's a snack that goes well with beer, so you need to have, of course, when you're in Okinawa, Orion beer. It's like when you go to Sapporo, you drink Sapporo. When you come here, you drink their home beer, Orion beer. Okinawans, interestingly, they don't eat a lot of seafood used to because the temperature is really high, so it's very hard to refrigerate the fish. So instead they rely on livestock and pork especially. They love their pork. Usually if you ask an Okinawan, they'll say that every meal begins with a pig and ends with a pig, and all parts of the pig can be eaten except for its hoofs and its oint. So you see a lot of pork dishes at any traditional Okinawan restaurant. Next, what I have is a big piece of kakuni. This is called a flute. Hopefully I pronounce it correctly. Probably I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but if you're familiar with Chinese cuisine, you know that this looks similar to dongguoro, which is the pork belly, braised pork belly from China. So obviously it's another dish that's influenced by the Chinese as well. I guess during the Ryukyu kingdom, they did send a chef to China for training or cultural exchange, and because of that, a lot of the cuisine that from the Ryukyu Dynasty that remains in Okinawa today is very Chinese influence, like this dish called rafute or rafute, maybe rafute. They pronounce the TE. Good. I think it's braised correctly. The fat melts in your mouth, which really matters when it comes to braised pork belly. They did it well. It's good. Oishi. So overall, I think Okinawan cuisine, it's simpler, home-cooked, quite Chinese influence. Of course, not as complicated as that of the mainland Japan. But yeah, it's unique. It tastes good. So if you ever come to Okinawa, taste some of these dishes that I had. You won't regret it.